Welcome back, my friends. So here we are at the third and final installment in this series on consciousness, we'll call it. Yes. And by the end of this video, you are going to have the knowledge and an actual exercise you can do to immediately begin transforming your habit patterns. So let us jump right in. Now, in the previous two videos, which you've already watched because you're a subscriber to the channel, and you also give thumbs up to the videos because it helps me. Thank you. So since you've already watched the last two videos, you know that it is the subconscious mind that dominates our habit patterns and therefore dominates our life, 95% of our life, actually. And now, since we've had some time since the last videos, you've had some time to become aware of the voice that is in the head, the commentator, commenting on everything you're doing in your life. Now, this is not some kind of clinically insane, I'm hearing voices in the head. No, not at all. This is simply your thoughts. It's just you, your thought process. And this is the foundation of all the mental work that we'll be doing in the future. The foundation of this is realizing that there is the commentator in the head. Okay, I hope that we're understanding this so far. If you're on part 3 by now, for sure you're aware that there is the commentator, the thinker of the thoughts. It's just another word for your thoughts. So in the previous two videos, I gave numerous examples of what this thinker, of what the voice is like. So now we've come to a point where we are beginning to be aware of the repetitive thought processes in the mind, the repetitive commentary. And we're also aware of how this repetition of commentary is what creates beliefs and therefore habit patterns. And you are also aware by now that to reverse a habit pattern, you must begin by reversing the self-talk that is happening in the mind. Because this is where all habit patterns are created. So, you know by now that to create a new habit, you must create a new self-talk and then repeat it over and over and over and over. Now here I'm going to outline exactly how to do that, because you may have found that when you focus, you try to focus, you sit down and you want to repeat over and over the new habit pattern you wish to implement, you may find that the mind actually has a mind of its own in many ways, and it sort of veers off and wanders off to other things, and you can't actually get down to the meat of it like you would like to. This is okay, my friends, and in fact it is perfectly normal in the beginning. The mental powers are very much like a muscle, in the sense that if you wish to build the strength and vitality and the power and the usefulness of the body, the muscles in particular, you know that you must do specific exercises to improve this. You must deliberately improve through techniques and exercises. For example, if you wish to improve the muscles of the body, you go to the gym, because you know that you must do exercises, you must overcome resistance. Yes, the weight is resistance. You must overcome this resistance if you wish to build the muscle. Now, in very much the same fashion, our mind, the powers of the mind, the powers of concentration, of insight, of focus, of steadfastness, these are, you can train them like a muscle. You can train the mind like a muscle, except the mind is infinitely more powerful than any muscle ever could be. But it can be trained in a similar fashion. And that's what we're about to do here now in this video, but also in the future of this channel. We're going to be doing all kinds of stuff like this. But it begins here. So here we go. Here's the exercise that I would like for you to do. Now, it's going to be a simple exercise, like all fundamentals must be. In the gym example, you don't just waltz into the gym, load up 300 pounds on a machine or bench press and begin doing it. No, because you know that you have to start small. You have to start with the fundamentals. You have to start doing push-ups first and then work your way up to the big heavy weights. Okay? Now, it's very much in a similar fashion the same with the powers of the mind. So this fundamental exercise, we'll say, is like the push-ups. Okay? So here we go. Let us begin this exercise. It's not a long one, but let us begin this exercise with the understanding that you do not just break a habit. You replace a habit. And this is fundamentally important to understand. You do not just break a habit, you replace a habit. Meaning, if you do not deliberately and consciously replace the negative habit with a positive one, you will simply create more negativity. You must consciously, meaning with the power of the mind, and deliberately, with a purpose, change the negative habit to a positive one. You can't just say, oh, I want to quit this negative one. Okay, that's great. But you don't just break a habit, you replace a habit. So what are you going to replace it with? You see? Now, to facilitate us in doing this, we're going to use this exercise. Okay, my friends? So grab a piece of paper and meet me right back here. Now, on this piece of paper, write out in crystal clear detail the negative habit pattern you wish to change. Okay? Now, in future videos, I will go in depth with how to identify negative habit or destructive habit patterns in your life. Some you may not even be aware of. But for now, because you're watching this video, I just assume that you already know what negative habit patterns you wish to change. So, just for each habit that you wish to change, we'll just start with one. Write it out in crystal clear detail. Exactly what the habit is that you want to change. Then on a separate sheet of paper, write out the polar opposite behavior of that negative one. Write out in crystal clear detail the polar opposite of that negative behavior, the real positive one. Now here you are, two pieces of paper, one with the negative habit pattern, one with the opposite positive habit pattern. Take the negative one and burn it. That's right, burn it. And watch it burn. And as you watch it go up in flames, know in your heart that all the negativity associated with it, the behaviors, the shame, the guilt, whatever it may be, is gone with it. It's up in smoke. It's no longer a part of your life. And feel this. Know it's true. It's coming. And let it burn. You release. Just like you did during your master cleanse. You release. You release that habit pattern. And after that is good and burnt, and no longer a part of your life, now you take the positive one and you repeat that to yourself in your mind multiple times. You then repeat it out loud multiple times every day. You then write it every day. I'm serious. So the one with the positive habit pattern, write it out every day. Say it out loud every day. Think it in your mind every day. The more times, the better. And very soon, the subconscious mind will grab hold of that new belief, that new habit, and you will be compelled into the appropriate actions to bring that habit pattern into reality. I explained how this works in the previous videos, so you already know this. I won't go in depth, but just trust the process. The final step is to brace yourself for the changes that are coming. Get excited, because it's on its way. It's this easy. It's this simple, my friends. You do the work, you will see the results. It's a law. All right? So I hope you've enjoyed this three-part series, and hopefully, well, I know that if you've followed along and you've done the practice, you've done the self-examination, and you've done the write-outs, and you've repeated it every day, you've already begun seeing results. I know it. And so, although this video is the conclusion of this 3-part series, it's not really the conclusion of anything, is it? It's actually the beginning. It's the beginning of you stepping into your true power as a human being, the power as the creator of your reality. So until the next consciousness videos, here's what you do. You become aware as often as you can as to the voice of the head and what it's saying. And then try your hand at consciously and deliberately manipulating the voice in the head, and manipulating it many times, as in repetition, and see how that unfolds in your life. And so what's coming next on the channel is I'm going to do a series on nutrition, right? Now, you might see the nutrition videos and think, oh, okay, well I'm not interested in those videos. I'm only interested in the Master Cleanse or the consciousness videos. No, they all pertain to the same process of awakening. That's really what it's all about. And we cannot just look at just the body or just the mind or just the spirit separately. We have to look holistically at the whole picture, the mind, body, and spirit, and how it all intertwines with each other. And this is where we find true wellness. Wellness of the body, peace of the mind, and the life in the spirit. This is how we do it. So I urge you to watch these nutrition videos that are coming and know that they are there for a reason, because what we put in our body is of tremendous importance to our state of consciousness, to our state of mind, to how we feel, to how the body feels, but also to how alive we feel. Because all the nutrition on this channel is focused around life force. And this is what it's all about. The life force energy. The more of this we consume, the more alive we feel every moment. All right, my friends, leave me some comments. Like the video, I already said all that. Let me know if you have any suggestions. What kind of things do you want to learn? Yeah, we're on this journey together.